Chapter 21. The holidays have come to an end all too quickly, and we're due back to school tomorrow. Still, we've heard nothing from Abby and Pinky. I feel stupid that I don't even have an address so that I can write to them. All I remember is that they said they were staying at their dad's older brother's house in a small village. I walked to school hoping to see Abby on the way, but I'm running late. Sophia dropped an entire box of cereal, and of course, I was the one who had to clean it up. So I'm not too alarmed that I don't see her. I slip into class, just in time for registration of the new term. Our last year at the school, and in time for our final GCSEs before heading off to college. Miss Metcalf calls her register in much the same way she has with our form group since year 7. I look around the room and my heart sinks. All my worst fears have come true. Everyone is back and ready for their GCSE year. Everyone except Abby Canby. Somehow, I get through the day, but by the time I'm home, I'm half mad with worry. She still isn't in school by Friday of the first week back. This time, when Miss Metcalf reaches Abby's name during the registration, she looks over at me. Vinny, you're a friend of Abby's. Do you know why she isn't back at school yet? I know she went away at the start of the holidays, miss, but I haven't heard from her since. I answer, feeling guilty for some reason. Perhaps because I haven't spoken up sooner. Miss, she was going abroad to her cousin's wedding, Minnie helpfully interrupts. Miss Metcalf nods sternly, then dismisses the class. I didn't tell any of the others of my fears, so they really didn't know what was going on. Vinny, can I have a quick word before you go? Miss Metcalf says as I push my chair in. The class shuffles out noisily, leaving me behind, staring awkwardly at the floor. Vinny, when was the last time you spoke to Abby? Miss Metcalf looks serious. I saw her at the beginning of the summer holidays, miss. We tried to contact her parents, and we can't get hold of anyone. Minnie's right, she went away for her cousin's wedding. She was meant to write to me, but I haven't heard from her at all, miss. I promise. Suddenly, the strains of the week of worrying about Abby bubbled to the surface, and I began to cry. I've been so worried about her, I just don't know what to do. I told my parents, and Dad has been trying to find out what they are. He even went to the restaurant where Abby's dad works, and they said he wasn't back yet. They said he isn't due back for another week. But miss, that's not all. Before they left, Abby's mum was really angry with her, let out that her father had a boy picked out for her as a husband. But Abby doesn't want to get married. She's too young. I'm worried, miss. What can we do? Come on, dry your eyes. I'm sure Abby is perfectly all right, Miss Metcalf reassures. I have a meeting with the head to discuss this, so in the meantime, let's just assume all is well and her parents forgot to let the school know they'd be home later. Thank you, Vinny. You can go now. Should I go around to her flat after school, miss, just to be sure she's not home? No matter what Miss Metcalf says, I feel I have to do something. No, that won't be necessary. Thank you, though. As I rush out the classroom, I bump into Minnie, who's been lurking by the door. Why did Miss want to see you? Minnie demands. Nothing really. She just wanted to ask if I knew anything more about Abby. Well, I am head girl. Should have asked me. And I guess she asked me because I'm her friend. Where is she then? Minnie retorts. I don't know. I haven't seen her all summer. You're a real good friend then, aren't you? Minnie sneers before storming off. I feel my face redden with embarrassment. She's right. I haven't made enough of an effort to find out where Abby is. As promised, during break, Miss Metcalf went to speak to Lynn Andrews, the head teacher. With a feeling of forbidding, she'd hold her conversation with Vinny. I think we may have a serious problem, Lynn, Miss Metcalf said. Abby Canby hasn't returned to school this term, and none of her friends know why. The office has tried to contact her parents, but there is no reply. I've been told she went abroad to her cousin's wedding at the start of the holidays. I even popped round to Canby's flat yesterday and made some discreet inquiries, but nobody has seen them for weeks. Furthermore, I was alarmed to find out from Vinny that Abby's elder sister Anna was taken out of school when she was 14. I checked it out with her former school and the information is correct. They haven't been able to confirm what happened to her. Vinny says Abby told her that she was tricked into getting married abroad. Abby is not allowed out after school, and when her parents found out she was going to science club, they made her stop. I've spoken to some of her teachers, and she's only been with us for one term, but even in that time they have seen a change in her. She's always been very attentive, but at the end of term she became very withdrawn. She once hinted that her father actively discouraged her from doing homework. Lynn, I'm really concerned that Abby will not be coming back to school. Through all this, Lynn was nodding in slowly dawning concern and taking notes. Then she looked up at Sue Metcalf. You're thinking of last term's inset day, aren't you? Yes, there was a speaker from Freedom Charity, she answered. She said that schools can can and should play a part in preventing forced marriages, though we should be aware and vigilant to signs of forced marriage, and that the summer holidays are a common time when students are taken abroad and forced into marriage. Sue sighed. I don't know, Lynn. She may well just be absent without permission. There rings alarm bells for me. I take it the office sent a letter home as well as calling? They have, but there's still no contact with the family. I've been rereading the information Freedom highlighted as key warning signs. She looked up of her bundle of notes with a worried frown. All of the facts related to Abby Canby are classic warning signs, according to Freedom. What a shame I didn't get the chance to do a lesson on it with the children. I have it planned for this term. Right, from the information Vinny's father provided, the family isn't due back until next week, so Abby's not missing as such yet. However, the gut instinct plus the evidence from Freedom is enough for me. I think we need to alert the authorities and set up a case conference. Lynn picked up the phone. Let's cross our fingers that we're wrong and hope this is simply a matter of an extended holiday and not anything more serious. Minnie, Alex, Sheila and I are sitting on a bench outside the snack bar. Miss Metcalf wants to know if anyone has seen Abby, Minnie says. What's that all about? Alex asks, not looking up from his iPhone. You're not supposed to be using that in school, Alex, Minnie hisses. Whatever, Alex shrugs. Well, we should go around to Abby's house tonight, Minnie orders. I'll check her Facebook page, Alex says, tapping away on his phone. She's not on Facebook, and life's not like everybody else is, I remind him. Okay, says Alex, let's do it the old-fashioned way then. Go to her house. After school that day, I couldn't resist going to Abby's flat with Alex and Minnie, even though I'm pretty sure she isn't there and have been told by Miss Metcalf not to go there. Alex peers through the letterbox. All I can see is a mound of mail on the doormat, along with the piles of leaflets and free newspapers. It doesn't look like they've even come home from holiday yet then, I said sadly. We walk away from Abby's front door. Opposite, one of Abby's neighbours peers through the shabby-looking net curtain. Minnie runs over to her door and knocks loudly. She's always so fearless. I think that's why she's my friend, even though she can seem too forthright at times. Hello? Hello? She shouts. Finally, an elderly man answers. Slightly embarrassed, Alex and I walk away, trying to dislocate ourselves from Minnie. She runs to catch us up. I asked a nosy neighbour, but nobody has seen anything from Abby and her family for 2 months now. She told me someone else came looking for Abby earlier in the week too, Minnie adds, catching her breath. It doesn't look good, I said quietly. What do you think has happened to her? Alex asks, paying attention for once. They probably just decided to extend their summer holiday. Forgot to get permission from school, Minnie suggests. But no one believes that explanation for a second. She'll be in big trouble with the teachers when she comes back, Alex muses as the three of us drift towards the park. I don't feel like hanging out, so I say my goodbyes and head home, feeling like there's no hope at all.